Hello, welcome to another tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy. And the painting I'm bringing you today is called Pohutukawa Tree Circle. We'll call this number 2. Number 1, maybe it'll make it to the channel. It's a good painting. I feel better about this. A lot of adapting has to go on when you're going after the minis. Now you can see, if you see my I'm saying 3 by 3. It might be slightly under. I haven't actually measured it, but I'm not like automatically putting things in the store anymore, so it doesn't really matter. I will be doing some stuff with the store though. What I think I'm going to do is just make a curated selection of things that I'm going to put up there. So keep your eye open, and I'll let you know when I do that. Anyway, challenges. Okay, painting this small, obviously a challenge. The previous painting I did, it turned out well, but I was using slightly bigger brushes. Things definitely went better with these. These are some of the smallest brushes I use. I mean, to go any smaller, I have to get into like little sable things. And when I first started painting long ago in a land far away from here, I was using sable, and you can paint with sable. For me, it's all about the hog's bristle, though. It just handles oil paint better. It's better all the way around. So if you do have little tiny stuff you want to do, just use the corner of a brush. And if it's real critical, maybe use the corner of a slightly newer brush that's not worn down. And you're going to get all the detail you need out of that, I think. So, like, okay, big challenge. Well, you just saw a tree I did last week. Sorry to be in, I'm in tree mode. So, hopefully you're enjoying it. And painting trees is a thing. So let's see if I can give you some advice. So first thing you do is you really think about that silhouette. Okay, it's so critical with the tree. In the case where you have like branches coming forward or going backwards that are like pointing right at you, ignore those. Go with the branches that are in profile, that work and make sense. The number one rule I think that applies not just with trees, but with anything in your painting is you do not want to put something in there where people are saying, "What's that? What is that?" And of course, out here in New Zealand, where everyone's extremely polite, they won't even ask you what it is. They'll wait till you leave, and then they'll ask the person standing next to them, "What is that?" So make sure things are clear. And although this is not a silhouette painting, the silhouette is key, it's critical. Now this is a tree portrait, just like the bigger one we did last week. So what are the differences when you're doing a mini, and why am I doing a mini? Well, one of the reasons I'm doing a mini is I came across these cool little circles, and I thought, I'd like to make some little paintings on those. So I'm doing it. I got about 4 references lined up, and they're cool. I'm going to go into the studio today and do something else, maybe like a sepia. I'm thinking, just kind of feel like doing that. So silhouette, super key. Okay, you see these little branches and things. If you, now the Pohutukawa is a very popular tree out here. Mostly it grows in the north of New Zealand. It grows on the coast. It grows right up to the beach. Oh, but they also come inland. I've got one in my yard here that's a baby, but it's coming along good. It's going to get pretty big someday. And they very interesting because they have these red flowers that come out around Christmas time. That's why it's known as the New Zealand Christmas tree. Painting these is good for me in that it's really placed in the market here. So there'll come a point where the tree looks pretty good, and then you'll see me start slapping red in. You go, why is he doing that? It's the flowers, bro. Now, in the members area, I should point out, you can see the actual reference I'm painting from. And you're there with me in the trenches. This is a great one to watch because it's about an hour or so. It took me an hour and something. Full color mixing session. No ads. 4K. You can't lose. $6 a month. Half of that goes to the Google God. The other half comes to me. Yeah. Now, sorry, this is just the way it's split up. I usually like to put these ads a little further in, but the book has been doing great. Can get several orders every week, and I'm thrilled about that. Each book is going to be signed and numbered by me. The numbering is all the sales off of the channels. So that's pretty cool. And we're kind of getting around book 100. So that could be you. You could be lucky number 100. And it's basically everything I could think of to tell you in a book. Of course, you're always gaining new insights, and so you never know. There may be another book coming down the lane at some point, but I tried to make it future-proof. That's the great thing about books. You have them, you can refer to them, you can have them open on your bench in your studio, follow along, or put post-it notes on things you want to remember for your practice. And we're all working along. Oh, so this is what I was going to say about these. See, I just painted in those branches with the black. Now I did the whole underpainting with its burn umber on basically a burnt sienna ground. Okay, and I really wanted a lot of that red humming through, so I didn't do that counterbalance of the Paraline black/green that I usually do. And you'll see how these red bits I leave in the tree kind of function as a little precursor for the red flowers I'm going to put in. You've got to simplify the branches. So these Pohutukawas, this reference image had, I don't know, maybe 100 branches. I didn't count them. It was a lot. And what do I have here? I got 4. Now, if I was working a bit larger, I'd put a few more in. But when you're thinking of the tree, think of the silhouette, think of the story. You want it to be very clear what's going on to people. It's very easy to get lost in the reference, and so much easier. This is one of the reasons why a lot of artists just go out into nature and start their paintings there, Van Gogh being one of them. A lot of people thought he painted everything in the outdoors, but no, he started outdoors. He brought his work indoors and finished it there. And so quite a lot of evidence for that when you look closely at his work and inspect it. That's a great way to work. For me, this is an island I live on. It starts sunny sometimes and gets cloudy, and I just don't. The plein air thing is not in the cards for right now, but you never know. It might be in the future. I highly recommend, if you haven't done some outdoor painting, you go do it. Give it a try. It might be just the thing you love. Anyway, the reason why a lot of artists do this is because when you're dealing with two-dimensional reference and you're painting a two-dimensional picture, I know it's actually three-dimensional in reality, but never mind. It can pass as a two-dimensional picture. There's a much greater tendency just to carry over every element from that reference into your painting, and this is going to account for a lot of bad paintings. Personally, it's not to the degree, like some people just work straight from the imagination. I know, like Dennis Sheehan, God bless his cotton socks, he likes to just start swiping at the canvas with a paper towel and some, he likes to use, I think it's phthalo green and Indian yellow or something like that. Not Indian yellow. Anyway, it's a red and a green mixed together, and then, or he uses a really fat brush and he just kind of looks for the image, and that's a great approach too. I think that's awesome. It's not really for me, but the thing you want to take away from that is that the reference is just inspiration. You've got to respect the painting as a painting. It needs to function on its own. And so if you don't actively take this advice in hand, which you don't need me to tell you that, you would find it out if you did enough paintings. Eventually you'd figure out that most of the reason that your paintings were bad, the ones that were bad, was because you just copied a reference and you didn't eliminate things that need to be eliminated, like say the 100 branches, down to 4. Also, these Pohutukawas, so many tree holes, and this is a good tip for you in general. Tree holes, okay, we have one tree hole in the reference. I don't know if there's 100 tree holes, but there's at least 20, 30, and the tendency would be, well, there they are, they're coming right through the tree. Yeah, that's not going to work in your painting, especially the smaller the painting, the less tree holes. This functions very well with just one tree hole, And that took me so long. Even after knowing it, saying it on the channel, I would still overdo the tree holes. So really take that to heart and see how minimal you can get. And for example, look at the work of your George Ness, your John Francis Murphy. Look how few tree holes they did, right? Now there are some artists that seem to do more, and they make that function. So there's actually no hard fast rules. These are what I would call rules of thumb. And why do you think the tree holes are a problem? Well, you get that Swiss cheese effect where it has a flattening effect, and you don't want that. You want a feeling of depth, and I don't mind this sort of stylization. Especially, you're going to have all my work is slightly stylized. I'm not any kind of pure realist. I am into making things that are discernible as real world objects. People look at it and go, "Oh, it's a tree. You must love trees." And I do. I totally do. By the way, I basically collected this reference from just around, and then used. They have a new little tricky thing in the Adobe Photoshop, but it's generative fill, which will do some really crazy, really bad and ugly things, but it does some things quite well, like filling in missing bits. Say if you want to change the format of your reference. I used it real extensively here, and unfortunately, I've been wanting to do a video for the members area, but I don't feel like I didn't record the cases where I was really taking advantage of it. Now you see the red coming in, and that's the payoff. That's the big payoff here, and people love that. And the thing is, like, that red in the tree only exists. We have a few trees going now. Here it is with October. Different trees go off at different times, but each tree really only carries the red flowers for about a week or so. And it is a very beautiful thing, and you should come out and check it out sometime. And you can visit me at my studio in Whangarei, which is north of Auckland, and which is jaw about painting. Have a cup of coffee or whatever. Yeah. What else I gotta say? Yeah, you got to do things like the sky. Of course, you get way less sky in a circle painting. I've noticed that, and you have to be careful with like the chunks. It could seem indiscreet, or certain areas of the sky could look like not congruent, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, but I'm getting better at that, painting the circle thing. And I go through phases. I'm doing a rectangle today. I know I am. I'm going to do a sepia. I also have in mind doing enlarging a scene of a painting I just recently sold. We'll see. Anyway, I think that's it for this video. I made it a little longer. 10 minutes feels cramped, but then again, I guess I said everything I had to say about 13 minutes, so I just use this last portion to say I really appreciate you coming around, and I hope you're enjoying the watching the paintings come together. I really don't think anyone else on the internet has the same approach to their YouTube channel or to painting and talking about painting as I do, and you're a big part of that, and I really appreciate it, and hopefully you're getting some real value here. And if you are, tip on over to my site and go ahead and send me a donation or something, or buy my book, or there's still some stuff in the store there. Buy a painting. That's my favorite way to be supported. Anyway, until I come back with another video for your edification and enjoyment, do me a favor, do me a solid. Take good care of yourself, your family, all your loved ones. Stay out of trouble, and God bless you and your family.